Organic soybeans made easy. This video provides practical tips from Austrian farmers for the successful production of organic soybeans. Before thinking about the soybean itself, carefully choose a field with a low nitrate level, low weed pressure and a good soil structure. To avoid soil compaction, make sure you maintain low tire pressure. It definitely makes sense to establish a cover crop before soybeans. There is no need for legumes in your cover crop mix. The gathered nitrogen would only support the weeds. Terminating cover crops has to take place under dry conditions. Try to avoid unnecessary tillage. It is costly and destroys your soil structure. Seed coating with rhizobial cultures is necessary. If you use two different products, you will get even higher yields. Check your seeding equipment for proper technical function. If you're using a pneumatic seeder, drive slowly. This will ensure to dispense enough seeds into the ground. Check the right distance in and between the rows. For successfully establishing a consistent plant population, the seeds need to have a good contact to the same moisture level. Seeding time depends on soil temperature. A minimum from 8 to 10 degrees Celsius is recommended. And because the germination period is critical for soybeans, also on the weather forecast. After germination, you have to blind harrow before you destroy the sprouting plants, which will take place usually between 4 and 6 days after seeding. Be careful and check the adjustment of the harrow and your speed several times. The harrow works in two different ways. It rips young plants out of the soil or it buries them. The results vary depending on the pressure of each finger on the soil and the speed of the harrow. Experienced farmers with sophisticated equipment can do the job at nearly all growing stages, but be careful during emergence. As soon as you can see the rows, you can hoe your soybeans. Here you see a combination of a hoe at the front, working between the rows, and a finger weeder working at the back in the row and between the young soybean plants. Weed management is critical for organic soybeans because the youth development is quite slow. Therefore, you have to make sure that the selection of the field, the establishment of the plant population, and the mechanical weed management all work together for a satisfying soybean yield. In early autumn, you can start to service your combine. If you use your beans for seed or tofu production, you can start harvesting even if the last leaves are still on the stem to avoid broken beans. If the harvest is used as a protein source for livestock, farmers usually wait until all leaves have fallen down. If you shake the plant, you can hear the beans rolling in the hulls. Every little mistake you make during harvesting is reducing your yield. It is important to have proper combine settings according to the manual. From there, you can fine-tune the settings for the header and the combine itself. Especially short plants and some varieties have hulls that are close to the ground. Therefore, it is important to lower the header without feeding any soil. If you can use a flexible header, this can be beneficial. Biggest loss happens with wrong settings at the header, as either you could not cut deep enough or you can break the hulls with the wrong speed of the reel. Check several times to make sure healthy beans find their way into the tank. At unloading, you can reduce the amount of broken beans when you keep your unloading agar full of beans between unloading events if possible. Growing organic soybeans is nothing magic, but as every crop it definitely does get better, either with some practice and experience or with good advice from a farmer or agronomist nearby. Don't be shy, ask for help. Organic soybeans made easy.